Nestled within the sprawling Alton Towers theme park, a small corner became the epicentre of thrills and excitement, Coaster Corner. Join us as we delve into the fascinating journey of this corner, from its humble beginnings to its eventual closure, and a promise of a thrilling future.
There is a house deep in the forest that for hundreds of years has been devoted to pleasure. Now you can skyride past its ancient towers. There's nowhere in the world you can equal the day you spend at Alton Towers.
The Alton Towers theme park we know today began its story in 1980. John Broome, the chairman of the park, had seen the success of modern theme parks in America and was determined to bring that style of entertainment to the UK leisure industry.
If you combine that with quality and cleanliness and security and a good friendly atmosphere, then you've got a pretty devastating marketplace, and it is a contrast to what has happened in the UK market as a whole up to date.
At the time, Alton Towers was a modest visitor attraction, with guests enjoying the landscape gardens, cable cars and travelling funfair rides that surrounded the ruined stately home. John Broome had secured the lease to a double inversion roller coaster for the new theme park's inaugural year. Hoping to make a splash and entice the public, the new Corkscrew was advertised as Europe's first double-loop roller coaster. The success of the 1980 season was immediate. Guests queued for hours for a chance to ride the Corkscrew, and visitor numbers swelled from 500,000 to over 1 million. Boosted by the success of the previous year, 1981 saw further expansion of the new theme park. The site of the old fairground behind the towers was transformed into Talbot Street. Themed to a turn-of-the-century boulevard, Talbot Street featured shopping, dining, exhibits and a theatre housing the Fantastic Fountains show. Close by, the Around the World in 80 Days boat ride premiered, taking visitors past international scenes filled with animatronic characters. Behind these two additions, an area of woodland was cleared, creating a pair of coach parks to further serve the increasing visitor numbers. On the other side of the park, the Wild Water Flume was constructed. This custom log flume was the longest in the world and took guests on a 5-minute journey through the woods and down 3 drops. Expansion continued, and in 1984 another headline roller coaster was installed. At a cost of £2 million, the Black Hole was installed in the new Fantasy World. This indoor attraction took guests on a high-speed voyage through the darkness of outer space and was an instant success. The installation of the Corkscrew, Wild Water Flume and Black Hole showed that the public's appetite for the new theme park was strong, and more rides were brought in to please the crowds. For 1985, the 4-man Bob roller coaster joined the lineup. This modest Zero coaster had originally been operating at nearby Trentham Gardens the prior year. Interestingly, the location chosen for this ride was on the corner of Coach Park 2, directly behind Talbot Street. The park had decided that the coach parking created a few years earlier could be better suited to additional attraction space, allowing for further expansion of the area. The coaster itself was a travelling model, its green supports and red track only reaching 21 feet. Riders sat in 4-person bobsleigh cars, swooping and diving around the compact track. The braking for the coaster was manual, with the operator needing to bring trains to a stop after its 90-second duration. Further expansion into the coach parks behind Talbot Street came in 1988, with 2 new roller coasters being installed on Coach Park 3. The 4-man Bob was joined by the Alton Beast and the Alton Mouse. With the arrival of these 2 new rides, Coaster Corner was born. This area of the theme park became legendary, with 3 roller coasters now located in a relatively small corner of Alton Towers. Officially opened by Kylie Minogue, the Alton Mouse was a Vekoma Wild Mouse coaster. The bright orange track dominated the area, and riders sat in four-person cars themed to mice. Starting with a tilted lift hill, the cars would climb to a height of 56 feet, before racing through hairpin turns and swooping drops. This ride was located in the back of the Coaster Corner area, closest to the flag tower, and along with the Alton Beast, helped draw guests to the furthest reaches of the park. Joining the Alton Mouse in 1988 was the Alton Beast. The Beast was a Schwarzkopf Jetstar 3 model, a similar but larger version of the Black Hole that had operated at the park for a number of years. The Beast was the most expensive coaster in the area, costing the park £3 million to install. Its light green supports and dark green track towered over the area, drawing in thrill seekers. The ride started with a slow spiralling lift hill, before plunging riders down shallow drops and racing through high-speed turns. The newly formed Coaster Corner was great for guests, but not so attractive to local residents. That area of Alton Towers was extremely close to the neighbouring Alton Village, and the rides could be heard in nearby properties. It was also extremely likely that the new coasters could be seen from outside the park, especially the bright orange track of the Alton Mouse. Temporary planning permission was granted for the Beast, but similar permission for the Mouse was refused. The exact reason for refusal is not known, but the noise issues were almost certainly a factor. With the park resubmitting the planning application for both roller coasters the following year, it was again refused on both counts. It looked like Coaster Corner's days were numbered as soon as they had begun.
Who on earth gives you the biggest welcome? Where else can you enjoy the wildlife? The quiet life? The good life? Look into the future. Look into the past. Make waves. Make friends. Make whoopee! With thrills and spills. There's only one place on earth it could be. Alton Towers, where wonders never cease.
With Tussauds taking over the management of the park, the four-man bob was the first to go. The manual braking system and the old-school travelling nature of the ride didn't fit with the new Tussauds vision for the park. For 1991, the TriStar spinning flat ride replaced the four-man bob in Coaster Corner, filling in the spot behind the theatre. However, 1991 would be the last season for Coaster Corner. The following year, the TriStar was relocated to Festival Park, and the Beast was fully refurbished and found a home in Thunder Valley. The Alton Mouse departed the park altogether, and the area was closed to guests. A once busy area of Alton Towers disappeared from view. The Coaster Corner area now a behind-the-scenes location, home to Tussauds Studio North and the park's boneyard. Used for storage and filled with old ride parts and maintenance equipment, that is the way the area has sat for 30 years. At the start of September 2022, local residents began receiving leaflets announcing a public exhibition on proposals for a new indoor attraction at Alton Towers. This leaflet referenced that the building would be located on the former Mouse site. At the exhibition, members of the public learnt the details of what would become Project Horizon, and were shown renderings and information about the existing site and proposals. A building 71 metres by 46 metres was proposed to be constructed on the site of the Alton Mouse and the Alton Beast, to house an undisclosed indoor attraction. Following the public exhibition, a planning application by the resort was submitted in October 2022, with documents being available from November. Estimated to cost £12.5 million, the new attraction was announced as opening in 2025. Rumours suggest the new ride will be an indoor roller coaster. With no confirmation from the resort, enthusiasts have and will continue to enjoy speculating on the type and theme of the new addition. A once bustling part of Alton Towers, Coaster Corner was a victim of its success. Creating problems with local residents, and becoming off limits to guests for over 30 years. The area looks set to be revitalised for 2025, once again letting visitors enjoy a ride in Coaster Corner.